What's going on, everybody? In today's video, we're going to go over Cleanspark's mining update that just dropped a few hours ago as of this upload. And it is one of their top months, so let's get right into it. And here's their August mining update that just dropped here today on the 5th of September. And their Bitcoin holdings continue to grow. They are hodling more and more and more. They're now sitting at 1,677 Bitcoin, and their monthly production is among industry leaders, mining 659 Bitcoin in the month of August, which is not their best month they've ever had, but it is one of the best. I believe their best month was like 697, but it is good to see another top month. And they are currently at an operating hash rate of 9.3 exahash per second. And Zach Bradford said that August was another banner month for Cleanspark, as the 50 megawatt expansion in Washington saw its first month at maximum operational hash rate, delivering some of our highest daily production ever. What's more is we have carefully managed power to achieve substantially high levels of uptime in August, despite historically high levels of rain and very hot weather, which has resulted in what we expect is among the best monthly Bitcoin production rates of publicly traded miners in North America. And I do expect in the coming months, as they get more and more machines online, as they get their Sandersville facility built out, we will continue to see better and better Bitcoin monthly production as we get to the end of this year. And I suspect by the end of this year, Bitcoin will be higher in price, so that'll bring them even more money. But as I said earlier, they mined 659 Bitcoin in August, which brings them up to 4,729 Bitcoin mined for the total 2023 year. And they're now holding 1,677 Bitcoin, and I do expect they're going to hold more and more as the year continues. I suspect by the end of this year, they'll be at a minimum of around 2,500 to 3,000 Bitcoin held on their balance sheet, which should really help them out as we approach the halving. This month, they only sold 43 Bitcoin. I think that's a good thing, and I do like that they're employing the hodl strategy. As we get closer to the halving, they're selling less and less of their Bitcoin. I do think that'll play out in their favor, and we'll see that in the next couple of months here very soon. They currently have a deployed fleet of 88,217 miners and a 28.7 month in fleet efficiency, and they're currently hashing at 9.3 exahash. They pulled in 1.2 million from the 43 Bitcoin that they sold, and they sold those at an average of 28,200 per Bitcoin, and their average daily Bitcoin mined for August was 21.26 with a high of 22.11. And they also gave us some operational updates, so let's take a look. Sandersville, we also have some photos to look at, but let's go over Sandersville. Construction is underway at the company's newest expansion in Sandersville, Georgia. Concrete has been poured for building 1, and construction on subsequent buildings begins this week. Materials are arriving on site daily, and all 10 data centers are expected to be completed later this year. Once finished, the site will be home to 230 megawatts of the most efficient Bitcoin mining machines available, making it one of the largest Bitcoin mining data centers on the southeastern US. The expansion itself is 150 megawatts and is expected to house 45,000 miners, and this would bring them to a total of over 100,000 Bitcoin miners. But I've got some what looks like a little bit of bad news. I don't think they'll reach that 16 exahash by the end of this year, and here's why. Let's read this section here. Concurrently, the Municipal Energy Authority of Georgia, or MEAG, has been constructing a 200 megawatt substation and related infrastructure that will power the Sandersville expansion. The utility has informed the company that it expects to complete the substation in 2023, but the related power line project that connects to the substation is expected to push into early 2024, after which time miners will be promptly energized to achieve Cleanspark's target of 16 exahash of operational hash rate. Now, to me, it sounds like they will get that 16 exahash early 2024, but this isn't necessarily the fault of Cleanspark. It has to do with the energy provider. So while that is a little disappointing, it's not necessarily Cleanspark's fault, and they will end up getting to that 16 exahash eventually, likely in early 2024 as they said. And they also have some investor conferences coming up, so this will likely bring more attention to the stock, which is always a good thing. And here's the Sandersville facility they're working on, a couple of pictures that they posted. I remember only a couple months ago when this was literally just dirt that they were trying to level off. Now, how do you guys feel about this mining update? To me, it's nice to see that they are adding to their hodl balance. They are working on holding as much Bitcoin as they can in anticipation of the halving, in anticipation of Bitcoin's huge price movement to the upside. And now that this mining update's out, we have an update on their 16 exahash goal. It does seem like it'll be delayed into early 2024, solely due to the power supply. They did say Sandersville will be complete by year end. However, powering those facilities will take until early 2024. But let me know what you guys think about this update, and let's take a look at the chart here. I'm still watching for this ascending support line, this blue line here. You can see, as in my last video, I mentioned this as well, but I think it's a very important level to watch. We have a clear reaction. I do think if we come down and test it, if we break it, we will have an accelerated move downwards, likely a move down towards the 200 MA, and then a test of that. You can see just how many times it has reacted on this ascending support line here. Found it as resistance, found it again as support, found it again as resistance. Once it broke out of it, it had an accelerated move upwards, found it as support again, and we'll see here moving forwards if we test it as support. If it breaks, I do think there will be an extra move downwards on a break of this line, if it does in fact break. To me, the chart is very bullish. We have the moving averages pointing upwards, they are ascending, and they are still in the correct order. And it would take a substantial move downwards for a prolonged period of time before we were to see these 50 and 200 MA flip. So I do not think it's gonna flip again until we get to the next bear cycle of Bitcoin, likely in late 2025, maybe early 2026. And for me, I will be holding all my Cleanspark at least over the next year, at least throughout all of 2024. And then in 2025, it'll be time to assess where things are. What's the price at? Where's Bitcoin at? Are they making a consistent profit? I believe they would be. But the first time I would be considering taking a profit on Cleanspark would likely be at some point in 2025. So for those looking for a price target to sell, I'm really not looking at the same thing. I'm more looking at a timeline. Based on the Bitcoin halving cycles, I see late 2025 is probably the best time to start taking profits on Cleanspark and getting that cash ready to buy future dips after 2025. I do suspect Bitcoin will continue its halving cycles, continue its 4-year cycles, and I will continue to take advantage of that knowledge, knowing that it's likely time to sell at the peak of the Bitcoin bull run, and it's likely time to buy when things get fearful again, when we're in the middle of crypto winter. But I'm curious what you guys think. Do you think we're gonna finally break out of these 4-year cycles for Bitcoin? Perhaps when institutionals get in? Perhaps when ETFs get approved? Or will Bitcoin continue its 4-year cycle with its 2 years of an epic bull run and then 2 years of kind of pulling back, finding its footing, and slowly heading back up again? But thanks as always for watching, guys. Let me know what you think about this Bitcoin mining update. I am happy to see more added to their HODL balance, but I'm a bit disappointed to see that they're likely not going to get that 16 exahash by the end of the year. It will be coming early 2024, most likely. I hope you guys had a good 3-day weekend, and I'll catch you on the next video.